Hi, this is Mark Bodman. I'm here to show you a little feature that was actually implemented in the update for Washington, D.C. release. And this is a feature that takes the CMDB workspace, as you can see here, if I go to CMDB workspace, there's a feature embedded in CMDB workspace for doing what we call natural language query, or it's an intelligent search. And so when you go into this field here and you type something like all Linux servers and hit search, what will happen is it's going to search the CMDB and provide a result of all of the Linux servers. In this case, it's just the validation step to say, oh, is it this table or this table? So if there's ambiguity in your query, you might have a number of choices. But let's go with this one and see the results that come back here. So I've got only 4, not too many in this particular instance, but yeah, there's something, and that's kind of nice. If you're not aware of that CMDB search feature, that's pretty easy to do. I'll provide a link in the description to the video where we cover how this feature works a little bit more detail. But what you can't do on this instance is to go into the global search and do it. And I've tried it before, and it just basically fails. So if I do Linux servers and this global search, right? This instance has not been configured to properly come back with a result on this particular query. So I'll just tell you now. And the way you can check your instance to see if if you have this AI search enabled is to go into your all tab and just do a search in the navigator for AI search. And when I look at it in this particular instance, it hasn't been enabled because you'll see this migration tool and guided setup for Zing. So there's a couple of options to migrate to the AI search here capabilities of the platform. So you need the next experience. You also need the AI search enabled for this to work. So go through that step if you need to. That's part of the platform. I'm not going to cover how to do that. It's pretty easy to do. I did it for my instance here to show you kind of before and after. So after you actually go through the process of enabling AI search and all that, what you're going to have is a different set of options under Navigator. AI search will give you a whole bunch of additional options because now it's been configured and you can go in and do more things with it. But even here, if I search for Linux servers, so you can see in the Linux servers result, I don't have anything that comes back. That search that we did on the workspace, it would be nice to being able to bring that into your global search. And now you can do that. So what you're able to do now is you have to take a couple steps to configure this, but you can see that there's a list here. And this is just going into other elements that are part of the search right now at the global search level. And it's been configured to do that by default, as you can see on my instance. Now, to enable this, all you have to do is a couple key steps. Go to the AI search area. And in this area, you'll see something underneath the get advanced search management features. You'll see this thing called search profiles. So the first step is search profiles. Want to go there. Now, when you go to search profiles, you can see these are all the different search profiles where it's been configured for different places in the platform. The one we want to be able to adjust is this next experience search configuration, which is that top banner at the very top. So if I go to next search experience search configuration, you'll see a bunch of options. Now, this isn't, again, I'm not going to go through all of this feature, but I'm going to edit the record here. And what we're going to do is make an update to the Genius results. So on the bottom here, you'll see a list of different configuration options. This Genius results area is where we would go to add the CMDB query as an option for that global search. So it's already built in, so you don't have to create and link to something else, right? You just link to an existing search capability. And when you go here, you're just going to go type in something called NLQ. That's the internal name. Natural language query is what that stands for. So we'll go to a natural language query. Now the order, it depends on how many of those Genius search results you have. In this case, I only have one, so I'm only going to put one and submit. So just a couple steps right there. If you have administrative access, you can ask your admin to do this, but it was pretty simple to do. You just had to know the path to get there, and voila. So now that I've got that working, I'm just going to come back to my home screen here for a second, and then we're going to perform that same Linux search up here. So all Linux, again, I got to spell it properly. So let's hit a refresh on that now that it's been actually configured to tap into that NLQ query capability of the CMDB. And we see my Linux servers here as well. Now you can see that there's some optional tables that it could also find information about Linux servers. These are things that will come up based on the results that NLQ would also provide as that drop down. So just keep in mind, if you do have a lot of data, there might be some options here that you further need to refine. But this is nicely integrated into the global search. And now you can get to all the CMDB data just like it's anything else within the platform. Now, the only caveats you want to be aware of is anything that's, sensitive in nature that's in the CMDB. So you have to think about access and what to restrict that NLQ search for. You don't have to have write access to the CMDB. You can just get to the information, part of your platform now. And I showed this to a couple customers recently, and they were just like, mind blown. Wow, it's they can get the data is now available right there at their fingertips for any ServiceNow customer, and it's very, very valuable to them. So thanks for paying attention to this little quick tip. I just wanted to give you a few minutes on this little thing that came out in the Washington, D.C. release. It's part of the platform release, so it was kind of obscure and hidden. But for the CMDB customers out there that want to liberate, want to get folks to use that CMDB data much more widely, this is a perfect way to do that, and it's pretty slick like how they integrated these search capabilities. So thank you very much for paying attention, and have a great day.